has the most diverse amount of species in anywhere else. So that's where you're going tomorrow, Robben Island. You see the island out there.
Yeah. It doesn't look that far out.
It's about 6 miles. Yeah.
Have your attention one last time, I promise. When the cable car stops, the height will be 1,067 meters above sea level, 3,500 feet. That ticket of yours, you put it in the pocket, you put it in the wallet, or you give it to your wife, because if you lose it, you're going to walk.
Colloquially, we call them the dassie, which is the Dutch word for a badger. Okay, they're not badgers, but that's the closest they could get.
So those hikers I saw a while ago, there's some people hiking up it. Yeah. Do they also rock climb all the way up?
There's also some rock climbing, yes. And you can't really see it from this angle, but these are what we call the 12 apostles going down from Table Mountain. The sun sets directly over the water there, because that's west.
I took a picture yesterday when we were flying, when we were coming down. I took a picture of sunset. It was gorgeous from the plane. It was beautiful. Hey, what can you do? You're on the plane for 11 hours, you might as well.
I was trying to work out roughly where you would have been. You've been over Africa somewhere.
We were. There's probably, we don't have, our guess is that after Hurricane Camille in 1960, they dumped. It goes this direction, it's kind of waxy, so it's kind of muddy, black and brown, so it's neat to watch.
This gets a lot bluer than that. It's like, it's where I live.
Okay.
And then, of course, you got to the north as well.
You live back that way?
Yeah, I'm sort of back that way, yeah. It's a very spread out city, Cape Town. So, 5.2 million people.
There's a lot of people.
Let's get on any of the buses. They all have their own tour guides on it. You do a little bus tour of the island, and then you finish off at the prison itself, where an ex-political prisoner will then conduct that part of the tour and tell you what life was like there as a political prisoner. And you should be back at the waterfront by about 1 o'clock. The whole thing takes about 4 hours.
Yeah, I think I was reading up on that book wherever supposedly he was in that prison at the same time Mandela was in that prison.
Yes.
What is that? That round...
That's Cape Town Stadium.
Oh.
That's the big white elephant that was built for the Soccer World Cup and now hardly gets used. Like often happens.
God, this is a gorgeous area. I think I'll just take the top of this mountain, build a house, and kick the rest of you guys out.
Okay, I'll ask another. What's that water?
That's a little reservoir. It was over 100 years ago. Now, obviously, Cape Town's a lot bigger. But it's still used for local sort of irrigation and water supply. Most of our tap water now comes from big, large dams out in the mountainous catchment areas. It's called Signal Hill because in the old days they used to fire off a cannon shot to signal when ships came into the bay so the traders could get their goods ready. Then they started firing it at 12 o'clock noon, so the ships could set their clocks, their chronometers to the exact time, which was important to work out your longitude. Now it still carries on firing, but just as a tradition.
The Muslims y'all were bringing in were from the Far East?
Mostly from the east, yes, from what's now Indonesia, Malaysia, that area. They were known as the Cape Malays. And they were brought in by the Dutch East India Company for labour in the gardens and on